Hi, everybody. I'm going to go over the main ideas in Chapter 1, Early History of the Americas. This time period was between 500 BC and 1537 AD. I'm going to talk up to you on the video in 3 different sections. We'll start with Section 1, the Maya. So the main ideas of this section are that geography really affects how people live, and it certainly did affect how the Mayan lived. They had a classic age where they were at their height. They built many great cities during this time that were linked together by trade. The Maya culture included a social structure. Religion was very important to them. They had many gods, and they had amazing achievements in science and the arts. The Maya civilization did decline, and that decline began in the 900s. So let's first start with geography and the early Maya. So the Mayans lived in an area in Central America on the Yucatan Peninsula. You can see here on the map. They were a civilization that developed around 1000 BC. When they came, this area was covered in thick rainforest, and they did use those resources. They had animals and wood, building materials from the woods. But they also cut down a lot of the trees so that they could make farmland. And on that farmland, they grew maize or corn, beans, squash, and avocados. By around 200 AD, they began to build large cities, and the civilization grew. It reached its peak between 250 and 900 AD, and this period is called the Classic Age. At the height of their Classic Age, they had over 40 cities. And they traded with each other, crops, wood, jade, and obsidian, based on the products that were in their area. The Mayan are known for building large stone pyramids, temples, palaces. Some of those buildings would honor a local king. For example, in Palenque, a big temple was built to honor King Pakal. They also built canals to bring water to the cities. And in their society, they built terraces. They carved terraces into the hillsides so they could grow the crops. So what was their culture like? Well, they had a complex social structure. The king held the top position. Priests, warriors, and merchants were also part of the upper class. Most Mayans were from the lower class and were farmers, and these farmers had to pay tribute to the upper class. They had to give them crops and goods like cloth and salt. They also were the ones who built the temples and the other buildings. Religion was very important in their society. The Mayans worshipped many gods, and they believed that each god represented a different part of their life, and they needed to be kept happy with blood sacrifice. Mayans pierced themselves to offer blood to the gods, and on special occasions even had human sacrifice. Maya achievements in art, architecture, math, and science were very remarkable. They built observatories. Their priests studied the stars. They developed a calendar that had 365 days, just like ours. They developed a number system and a writing system. They also made jade and gold jewelry. They were the first civilization to figure out the number 0, or the concept of 0. In the 900s, the Mayan civilization began to collapse. For some reason, they stopped building their large buildings and they left the cities for the countryside. Historians are still not sure today exactly what happened. There are some theories. Some believe that they weakened their soil by growing the same crops over and over again. They may have stopped wanting to give tribute to the kings and rebelled. They may have had competition and war between the cities. It's one of the great mysteries in history, whatever happened to the Mayan civilization. So this is the end of this video. Please watch the next one, which will be